I promise we're almost done beginning. Hey kids, I'm Jimboy. I gotta make an intro with the Hey Kids thing. I'm gonna be playing Refunked. I know you can't see it, but I will be playing it, so hold up, please. Set an alarm for 8 p.m.
Setting the alarm.
That was loud. Oh geez. Okay, it's clear to me that my computer can't handle anything but the lowest of the low quality settings on Refunked. That's not even like a haha, computer's so bad. If I set my, like the water reflections in this game to medium, my computer freaks out. I wonder why I've never had a good computer. Like, every computer I've had sucked. Either because it's outdated as all crap or it can't handle anything like this computer. This computer isn't too outdated and it's pretty good. It's good for anything that isn't gaming, I guess. If you know me personally, you know that I have beaten Refunked in under 4 minutes. This is one of the achievements, you see. I feel like there was a story to it that I didn't really pick up on. Probably zoned out. Oh, son of a... Remind me to stop talking. Like, always. What is this, like 15, 17 FPS maybe? Oh, son of a... And this is why I need people to remind me to stop talking, because I'll say crap like son of a sus over and over again, because I have these verbal tics I sometimes but I have these verbal tics that I'll just repeat over and over and over and over again. Like, one time before I went to bed, I kept singing the American Dad theme song, like, with just again and again and again and again. This is Good Morning USA, over and over again. But it was quiet, like, to myself, so no one else was getting annoyed. I wasn't getting annoyed, so for about 2 hours that night, if you went to Jimmy's head, you would have heard the American Dad theme song on loop. But yeah, one of the verbal tics I'm talking about now, that I now have, is son of a sus. And it isn't, son of a sus isn't something that I, like, have to say or else I'm really freaked out or something. It's just something that I've started saying a lot, or it ain't there, chief. I don't know why these happen. They didn't happen before I started these streams. So, maybe it's a stream disease. That's real, right? Are there any DLCs that are more expensive than the game itself? Because if so, I don't know, I just find that stupid. So you have to spend money to get the game. Then you have to spend money to get the DLC, but the DLC is more expensive than the game, so you would rather get just the DLC. But first you have to get the $60 game, you know? But I don't know if that's a real thing. So, hopefully not, but probably. If it is, give up on the human race, try again later. Right? What else can I do? I've also gotten a lot better with, like, not freaking out since I've done these streams. Like, I guess this, more mellow attitude I do has helped me, cope with, like, you know, just everyday life. Getting spooked when I don't need to get spooked. Like, Kim Jong-un. I don't really like that boy. Because he's horrifying, you know? I'm definitely absolutely afraid. But this whole gym boy thing has helped me stop being so afraid. Does that make sense? Like, where Jimmy would have gone, oh no, let's move to Canada. Why did I say it like that? But, oh no, let's move to Canada, I'm so scared, you know? Or, panicking. I can just sort of accept that, you know, whatever happens, happens. Yeah, it's scary, yeah, I'm not gonna like it, yeah. You know? And that's something that I feel like people can't really do anymore. In my own experience, I wasn't able to really do it anymore. You just gotta start accepting little things, and then you can work up to the big stuff. Just like in real life. Because this is real life, really. Then you get into the question of, is anything real? Answer is no. Because to be real, you have to have importance. Nothing really has importance when you zoom out far enough. Because all these stars, the stars at night are big and bright, are just, you know, they're just these little reactors that are constantly going off. And then you see these galaxies. Then you think, well, aren't they important? Nope. Turns out they're even less important than the stars were when they seemed important. And again, that's true for everything. Because if you zoom out far enough, galaxies are just a collection of those little reactors. Then you get into the territory that nobody knows. I'm not talking about death, I'm talking about multiverse, if it exists. If they exist, you know. And the answer is no. Nothing's real, remember? This is why I shouldn't stream when I'm tired, because I get myself sad. Because stuff that I thought had meaning really doesn't. Because by that same logic, people who I think care about me are just as unimportant as the stars, and are just as unimportant as the black holes that eat up planets just like ours. Then it gets into are people who care about you important? And the answer is yes, actually, because people who care about you think that you are important. And the whole idea of importance is subjective. So really, you could go and erase everything I just said, because it's all subjective, but I personally don't believe that anything is real. Real in the sense that I spoke of. Real as in tangible, everything is tangible. Everything tangible is tangible. Everything important isn't. So, I'd say that's my daily existentialism quota filled, but I'll probably end up running into more. I say like it's a person. Like, oh, you're gonna run into existentialism. But in reality, it's an idea. Just like our world and our universe and our things that we conceive to be important by these silly preconceived notions that when something goes wrong, we need people to help us through it, like Hurricane Harvey. I'm not saying that Hurricane Harvey wasn't devastating, it was, and I'm not saying that the people shouldn't get help, because they should. But, you know, it's a hurricane. Okay. The universe has much bigger things to worry about. Like, nothing, because the universe doesn't worry. What I'm getting at is that I respect Hurricane Harvey victims. I'm sorry. But people who need help, need help. People who don't. People shouldn't be mean. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I've probably gone back on myself like 80 times. People are weird. It's socially acceptable to tell someone that you hate them. It's socially acceptable to do stupid stuff like that, but it's not socially acceptable to tell people that you love them. Tell people that, not even like a romantic sense, just, hey, you mean a lot to me, you know? Funny world we live in, where you can be a jerk to people and you're like, yep, that's fine. But the moment you tell someone you love them, nope. Guess what? You've lost all of your respect. What little bit you previously had, because no one likes to pay attention to you. This is just going on rambling now. I'm not talking about the viewer watching currently. I'm just trying to make conversation with myself. Yeah, people are weird. Something that I don't like is the idea of someone being in a romantic relationship with someone else for I can't talk. Ay, stuttering. When did I develop a stutter? Probably caused by Gym Boy. All my terrible qualities are caused by Gym Boy. But yeah, the idea of someone being in a romantic relationship with someone else for a social status, just, I don't know. There's some stuff that just really makes my blood boil, and that's one of them. Call it a pet peeve, I guess. Reality is a weird idea, man. Because really everything's an idea when you boil it down. No one knows anything for sure. I surely don't. And what's scary is that a lot of people are afraid to admit it. You should be proud that you don't know something, because you still have something to work toward in your life. Because for me, the pursuit of knowledge is really what keeps me ticking. If I knew everything, I would hate everything. Which is why the moment that I feel like I know everything, like when I'm an old man, boy, and I genuinely think that I know everything, I'll know that I failed. Which is probably something, a way that only I feel. Because only I love the pursuit of knowledge so much that if I feel like I know everything, I've failed. But, you know, we all have things that keep us motivated. Mine is the pursuit of knowledge. That and video games keep me alive. What keeps you alive? I'd like to know. Please leave a comment or something. It gets lonely on my YouTube channel and no one drops by our comments, you know. So I'd love to know. What keeps you going? Also, really, truly, honestly, what are you afraid of? You can be honest. This is a safe space, friend. This is a safe space. You might not find a space safer than this. It's my own little section of the internet. I won't report you to the police unless it deserves to be reported to the police. But yeah, I won't make fun of you because I don't know how. Also because I think that bullies are stupid. The whole idea of bullying is dumb. I don't know, it makes my blood boil. This is a safe space. You can talk about what's going on in your life. The only problem with a safe space this small is that no one drops by, you know. There it is. There's existential Jimmy. I promise I don't mean to do that every time I stream. Try to keep it lighthearted, but, you know, existentialism pops through every once in a while. I'm gonna rant about fear now. Fear's an idea. It isn't a person. It isn't a place. It's not a thing. You can't see fear. You can't hear it. You can't taste it. You can't smell it. It's an idea. The idea of fear itself is scary enough, but truly being scared is one of a kind emotion. Nothing more horrible than it. Which is why... So I used to have pretty bad anxiety issues. So if there's anybody who would know like how you feel, I guess, about anxiety and fear, I would. I know that fear isn't something you can control. Courage is, though. The variable in the equation for courage, I guess, is what I would call it, isn't the fear, it's the bravery, the courage. Because, you know, you can't be brave if you don't first have something to be brave compared to. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Have to be faced with a daunting challenge in order to be able to overcome it, you know? It's like playing a single-player game of Halo. Of, like, multiplayer Halo, which I did all the time as a small boy. I would hook up 2 controllers and just explore the map, you know? Isn't nearly as fun. Because you don't have anything to work towards. I don't know what I'm saying. time to rant about more existentialism. Life is really just a collection of reactions to challenges, you know. I feel like that is life, how you react to every challenge. Not, and yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, Yellowstone changed my life. Yeah. I don't mean to sound like I'm taking those for granted. I really don't. Those were amazing experiences. But what makes life, I guess, is the challenges. Because if you just had an existence where everything went your way, it wouldn't be fun. You would get bored very quickly. When did I stop checking chat as like a habit during streaming? Because I don't check chat anymore. I guess I just trust you now that, hey, don't swear. It's really the one rule. Don't swear and don't be a jerk. Two only rules. So, you know, when you violate it, you gotta get your move, but I'm trusting you right now. We'll see how that goes. Another question I have for the people who aren't watching is... Shoot, I forgot. It's, what are you afraid of? I don't remember. It's a darn shame. I think it was a pretty good question. That's fine. Gotta... Like I was just ranting about, you gotta have challenges, you know. Can't all go your way. I get very tired when I stream. I don't know why this happens. Darn. Maybe it's what are you good at? Maybe it's why are you here? I forget what my question was. I have a bunch of questions like that. Just always in my head to ask people because, you know, it's the type of stuff I think about a lot. So I have like a list of questions just at the ready, you know. And maybe it was what do you love? I don't know. It's one of those things. Blue is a pretty color. People are weird. People are really weird. Me especially. Because, you know, I go onto YouTube for, I guess maybe it's part of self-actualization, because I've always wanted a YouTube channel, and this is kind of my way of proving to myself, really, hey, I can be one of the people who makes videos, you know. I don't know. But we do that, and then we still feel the need for more, so we go on to social media, and we make a social media account. And we still aren't satisfied, so we push ourselves to be better. At least that's how I work. I don't know. Is that how you work? How do you work? Please answer me this. How do you work? What makes you you? Still haven't really figured out what makes me me. And that's fine. It's okay not to know. should never be afraid not to know something. Like I already said, I think I already said, what you should really be afraid of is the prospect of, maybe the word isn't prospect, the idea of not having anything to learn. Because learning is what makes life at all. Without learning, I wouldn't be making this video. Or no one would be making anything, because we would still be we wouldn't even be cavemen. We would be dead because we would go out and eaten by dogs or rabbits or something. I hope I have children someday. Probably not though, which is fine. Really it is, because not all names should necessarily be passed down, you know. Also, not all names need to be passed down. If there isn't another generation of Spahalskis, that's fine. There's whatever it is, I just hope I'm happy. I just hope I can look back on it all and not be scared or lonely or sad. So as long as I'm not scared, lonely, or sad, I'll probably be good. Doesn't take a lot to entertain me, so don't need to worry about being entertained. Because of how extraordinarily easy I'm distracted. How extraordinarily easily. Life is a strange idea, you know? Because on one hand, you want to live it to the fullest. On the other, you want to live up to something, you know? You want to work toward something your entire life. So it's hard to do. It's hard to do both. So it can be stressful. Living can be. And if you ever feel like that, if you ever feel like the pressure of living is too much, if you feel like you're not worthy, listen up. You are. You more than anybody else, especially, because if you're existing knowing the full pressure of existing and really feeling it, then, you know, hats off to you, because that isn't easy. A lot of people forget that everyone is a person, you know. Try not to do that too much. But, you know, we're all human, so we all make mistakes. I feel like that phrase is used too much to say, no, what you did isn't wrong, we're all human, we all make mistakes. Yeah, we all make mistakes, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be chastised for them. If you made a mistake, you should be punished for it. Or, you know, given a slap on the wrist or something. I'm not saying, like, extreme punishment, like being arrested for eating out of the cookie jar. You say, hey, no, you don't eat out of the cookie jar. You ask beforehand and you will get them. Because it's already common knowledge that we all make mistakes. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that everybody else makes mistakes. Nobody thinks, at least I hope, nobody thinks anybody else is flawless in every way. Sorry, as well, it's a bit. Again, at least I hope that this is the case for you, and if it isn't, just remember, if we're all people, then can't all be perfect. And we are all people, so no one can be perfect. And if you have religion, if you have like Christianity as your religion, then there's already a perfect person you can look up to. If there's something that you think not enough people have experienced or heard of, that's fine. Really it is. Because if you're trying to live life to the fullest, good for you. You've successfully experienced something that not a lot of people have experienced. But if that's the only thing you experience, if that one thing that you want everybody else to experience is the only thing that you know, is it really worth it? Or did you just waste all of your time? Maybe it is worth it. I don't know. Some things are, some things aren't. If you spent your entire life getting an amazing life, an amazing family, amazing kids, amazing house, and you worked your behind off all through that life, I'd say it's pretty worth it, you know? But if you spend your entire time listening to my streams and you ate junk food and watched Netflix and stuff, you know, doing that one really obscure thing and not sharing it with other people and not using it to your advantage, then I wouldn't say it's worth it, but maybe it is. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own opinions. But like today I was thinking about the Egg Buster. If you don't know who he is, I'm not surprised. A YouTube channel called The Egg Buster. Please check it out. And everybody I asked at my high school, which was like a grand total of one person, said no, they hadn't heard of the Egg Buster. So I was like, what? And I thought about it, and I was like, hey, at least I tried to spread it. You know, try and you fail, which is fine. Really, we can't all do everything. This is exactly how obscure ideas become popular. Like, the Egg Buster, you know? He actually messaged me on Snapchat today. Which is pretty cool. Another question for the people who aren't watching. Who is your hero? Who do you look up to? You can't say no one, because everyone looks up to someone. If you didn't look up to anybody, you wouldn't model yourself after anybody, so you would just be exactly the same as when you started as a baby. Because we start by mimicking our parents or people around us, and then we develop our own personalities based on our parents' personalities or your hero's personalities or whatever. Who do you look up to? I look up to a Mario character, and I'm okay with admitting that. Because really, what's the harm in admitting something that makes you who you are? Earlier I said I don't really know who makes me me, or what makes me me. And I don't. I just know that one thing makes me kind of me. Which is fine, you don't need to know everything at one time. It's impossible to know everything at one time, because if you knew everything at one time, it would be horrible and bad. You'd hate yourself, you know, you'd hate yourself for learning everything, for successfully doing everything there is to be done. Then the rest of your years will just be the same old bland potatoes. I'm sorry, I think I got a little bit too existential there. But, you know, it's fine. We all need a little bit of, I don't know what you call it. I guess times of realization, maybe? I wouldn't call my streams, like, realization streams, I guess you could maybe tend to call them that. But I don't consider my streams like a form of education by any stretch of the mind. But you know, maybe other people do. I hope you just watch them to unwind your brain after a big long day of work and people and all the BS of life, you know. Then am I just adding to the BS of life? Is that just me because I'm trying to be that one person that you can go to? I don't know, that's up to you. And it would vary from person to person, so. And that goes back to that, is anything anything? The answer for me is no. So back to the pressure of life thing. So I gave a verbal hats off to anybody who can exist knowing and feeling the full pressure and horrifying being of life, I guess. There are a couple ways you can escape from it. My way is video games. Video games and streaming. Streaming is a good way for me to just talk and unwind my feelings and stuff. Because when I stream, I don't have to be me. I can get to be Jim Boy, which is a slightly cooler version of me. Actually, I wouldn't say cooler, I would say real, because if anything, this is more me than I act in a social life. I just got a bidding. I'm not driving. But if anything, this Jim Boy character, I guess, is more real than more accurate to me than the facade that I put on, I guess, when I'm in front of my peers. Because here I don't have anyone to impress. I don't have anyone to say, oh, I care about your opinion. Because the only person who matters here is me. And I'm not saying that I don't care about the people who watch, because I do. But the only person who is making this all possible is me. I could stop streaming right now. But I won't, because I need to unwind. If I don't unwind, I'll get all flustered and I'll get emotional and I'll hate it. So this is my way of escaping. Just rambling, you know. Maybe yours is shouting into a pillow. Maybe it's running in a field. As long as it isn't drugs and alcohol or self-harm or anything, I'm fine. I still salute you for knowing and feeling the full pressure of life. I have very low opinion on self-harm and that type of deal. And it isn't like if you do it, I hate you. No, it's quite the opposite, actually. If you do it, I'll pay any amount of money to get you any sort of treatment to get you to stop. Even if you're a complete stranger, I don't like the idea of self-harm. And that's coming from a boy who says we have too many people on this planet. So you can kind of tell that it means a lot to me. Maybe I'll reveal why sometime. Not now. If I talk about everything in my head now, I won't have anything to talk about tomorrow, or the next day, or the next day, or ever again. Because I've already expended it all. And it gets sad. Part of streaming is to not overstream. I've learned, because then you just become an apathetic piece of lard, I guess. Because you don't want to do anything, because you've already expended all of your. It's kind of how I act when I stream. This slurring my words, not really caring thing. That becomes your real life. And that's the last thing you ever want to become your real life, because that's when the whole possibility of self-harm type deal becomes dangerously interesting. I personally haven't ever harmed myself in any way, you know, except for my confidence or self-esteem being below 0. But I had a girlfriend one time who, hey, I'm just telling the story I said I wouldn't tell. Happens when you stream. I had a girlfriend one time who was cutting herself. Which is obviously very bad. Probably, I mean, I knew that I hated the idea of it even before that. If you said, hey, people are harming themselves because they don't feel like life is offering enough, I would absolutely, way before I ever met this girl, do anything for them to stop, because life can be pretty beautiful sometimes. And self-harm is not a way to explore the beauty of it, you know. And it's an artificial method of dealing with your feelings. It doesn't actually accomplish anything. It just, I think, again, I have no experience with it, but I'm 85% sure that it would just make you feel even more apathetic and sad toward everything. Then you get really dangerous, because when you're already doing self-harm, you're already feeling apathetic towards life, then you feel even just a little bit more apathetic. Someone kicks you one more time, you just blow up. Can't handle it anymore, so they make it so they don't need to handle it, if you catch my drift. But I'm very sad now. I'm about to cry, actually. This is why I shouldn't stream anymore. This is why I need to stop everything and breathing and stuff. This whole YouTube thing, it's a great way to let out emotions, but I end up saying stuff I regret, like talking about self-harm and stuff, but stuff that needs to be talked about, because no one else is going to. You know, maybe self-harm isn't a good topic to say no one else is going to talk about, because plenty of people talk about it all the time. I encourage it not to happen. But, yeah, I don't know. If you have any feelings of self-harm or hatred toward life, or like I said, feeling the full pressure of it all at once, please contact me. Please, really, I will do anything to help you. I think I have my email on my about page on my YouTube channel. It's not a plug or anything, really. Please use it if you have any communication issues with people, or you want to if you want a safe space. Because I know sometimes streaming doesn't have an optimal level of one-to-one communication is a great way to put it. So if you want a more personal experience,